Aloha! You are listening to Inside the Desert Oasis Room, episode number 209. This episode is sponsored by the Tiki Bar T-Shirt Club, where their monthly T-shirt designs pay tribute to a Polynesian bar or restaurant from days long past. Each design is available for a limited time and will never be produced again. For the collectors out there, be sure to check out their subscription program, where they offer a discounted 3, 6, or 12-month plan, or you can always buy shirts one at a time. For more information and to check out this month's shirt, visit tikibartshirtclub.com. This podcast is sponsored by Frogtown Brewery, an independent craft brewery and tap room located in Northeast Los Angeles. Stop in and enjoy one of their excellent beers from their ever-changing, diverse menu. Tell them that Inside the Desert Oasis Room sent you and get your first pint on us. Limitations apply. For more information, go to frogtownbrewery.com and follow them on social media at Frogtown Brewery. On this episode, we chat with our friends Los Pakalolos. Los Pakalolos is a surf music band from right here in the Inland Empire and have just released their new album, Lolo-a-Gogo. Hear about how they started the band during the pandemic, their songwriting process, their musical influences, and more. As always, I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did bringing it to you. If you'd like to follow our adventures, check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PolynesianPop, where we chronicle events, bars, travel spots, cocktail tutorials, and more. And if you enjoy this podcast, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/PolynesianPop, where membership grants you early access to podcasts and videos, front-of-the-line privileges to new merch releases like tiki mugs and apparel, as well as exclusive content, meetups, and screen credits. Alrighty, let's get into this. Pour yourself a cocktail and join us inside the Desert Oasis Room. And give it up for my friends, Los Pakalolos.
Desert Oasis Room.
Ooh, shrimp Alfredo, baked potato.
Where, dude? Look at that lobster.
I made that.
Look at that tail. How'd you do that tail?
Oh, you broil it in the oven.
Oh, okay.
And you just make the butter with like a butter, paprika, salt and pepper, and lemon juice. That's that mix. And then I pretty much just eyeball it like, myself.
Once it's done?
I've done it enough.
Stuff.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Phantasm Punch. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Hello.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Sir.
For our listeners out there, you probably already know from the title, we've got our friends Los Pakalolos in the house, inside the Desert Oasis Room. I think this is the first time here for everybody, right?
Oh,
First timers.
Honor. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited to have you. So appreciate you guys coming.
Appreciate being here.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having us.
So it's crazy. Like, I feel like I've known you guys for longer than I have. I think I've only known you for 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Where we've
Right?
started really talking.
So, kind of what's weird is that I didn't really know your music, right? I knew the name, but I didn't really know your music. It was one night, like, Milo was drunk at Oasis, and he was
Sounds
like,
about right.
"What's
As
up?"
he should be.
right?
As he should
Doesn't that
be.
sound right? And he was like, "Hey, Adrian, what's up?" And I was like, "Who's this dude again?" And then I remembered, "Oh, yeah, okay, Los Pakalolos." And I thought, I got to get those guys to play my next Aloha Sunday, because I do Aloha Sunday at Frogtown.
That's right, baby.
And so I reached out to Milo, and you guys came out, and man, I was freaking blown away. I was so shocked because
How horrible it sounds.
no, man, I was like, holy shit, these guys fucking rock.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I was blown away, and I thought, like, where have these guys been? Like, you guys are kind of a newish band.
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years.
Going on 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, how did that get started? Did you guys already know each other, or did you guys meet when you formed the band?
Yeah, we played in different bands, but same shows with each other for a couple years, right?
Yeah.
In like psychobilly shows, actually.
Psychobilly punk.
And
Psychobilly.
punk,
Okay.
yeah, punk shows, and that's how we met. That's how we met him. Just same rehearsal spots, and we were just
pointing at Milo,
always finding ourselves
pointing at
together.
JB.
Oh, John.
Yeah, JB.
Because we were in the same band.
Yeah, he was
okay. All right.
my drummer from a previous band, which was like a punk rock.
They had an upright bass player
with an
too.
upright bass, so kind of psychobilly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I guess more on the punk side. And then he was in a psychobilly band and a rockabilly band that we shared rehearsal space with and stuff and shows. So yeah, I don't know. That's how we met. Even then, if you would have told us that we were going to be in a band with the three of us, we would never believe you.
Seriously.
So back then, you guys were just friends, like at shows. You'd see each other behind the curtain or something, right? Interchanging.
Yeah.
When bands would change from one act to the next.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And so, how did this end up being Los Pakalolos?
So I had I had seen JB, just from playing with him. I had seen him rocking out one day, and I was like, man, this guy can probably play some surf
He
guitar.
rips, dude.
Yeah, and I was like, man, he can do it.
rips.
He can do it. So then I had asked him one time. We were just at a concert or something, and I was like, hey man, we should start something surf.
It's when they had that. It was
Steady
like
45s.
No.
Oh yeah, it was the Steady 45s at
I think you brought it
Santa
up
Ana.
the first time when I played. Excuse me, but what was it? When I was playing with Rhythm Reactors, but it was at that show in downtown Riverside. Remember? It was right there next to
The Quakes.
No.
Oh, no?
It was like a Halloween thing, or it was like a.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
That's right.
Yeah,
It was
they
the
closed
Day of the
down the
Dead
whole street.
festival.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
The Day of the Dead
And then I
festival.
remember you told me, "Hey, fool, what do you think about like surf music?" And that's when you showed me the Master Chumps too. And then, then like how John said, it was at the Steady 45 show that
Where I brought
you
it
guys
back
weren't
up.
playing surf music at all before.
At all, yeah, not at all.
Not even thinking
What made
about
you
it.
think of surf music then?
It was just me. I really like surf. I've been a big fan of surf for a while. So
And I mean, it's always been in my catalog. I mean, because I come from the old school background. I like
Right.
blues, country, gospel, everything, And obviously, you hear the Ventures and everything. But it wasn't until when the Stray Cats released the 40th album, because that's a big influence, Brian Setzer, obviously. But when they released the 40th album of the Stray Cats, and there's a song called Desperado. And to be honest with you, at that time I was burned out on the rockabilly. The psychobilly band was, it was losing gas, And you just get burned out on rockabilly. And then once I heard that song, I was like, dude, that's cool because it's rockabilly, but it has a surf sound to it.
Right.
That's the sound that I want to try to...
he's like, maybe I can do that.
Yeah, no, seriously, because then Milo over here showed me the Messer Chumps. And I mean, I heard them before, cruising on the coast, having that playlist, But he's the one that introduced the Messer Chumps, and then hearing them, that's when I was like, cool, we got to start a band or something.
So it's the thing about music, right? About being creative.
Yeah.
So even as like music is being creative, right? You're creating new music, like it's like art, right?
Yeah. Some sort of art form,
And
yeah.
you have to keep it interesting,
Yeah.
or you get bored.
burned
You get burned out.
Yeah.
You get like
You do it for the wrong reasons a lot of times.
That's why a lot of these guys leave bands, because they feel like they are not being creative anymore. They want to do their own thing. They're like, I want to do other music, but the band doesn't want to do that music. And
Yeah, exactly.
so they break away and do other
Or they
stuff.
have like 5 or 6 bands, working,
Right. Are you guys playing with other bands still? Are you playing with your old band still?
Not me.
I have another band that I do play with.
Okay.
Resist and Exists, and they're like a punk band, and
Okay.
so I still play in that world.
So I was curious like how that went, because when you started playing together as Los Pakalolos, did you guys just say goodbye to the other bands, or was it timing to where like things were not happening with the other bands?
Yeah, I mean, like with the rockabilly band with me, it's just people weren't throwing in the same commitment, I guess you can say, than other people were.
Right.
And it just kind of died out. And with the psychobilly band, same thing. Everyone had different or things on their mind what they wanted to do. like the drummer Roman. You know, if it wasn't for that guy, man, oh man, he opened my eyes. You know, with guitar amplifiers, etc. You know, but then it just died out. You know, and obviously knowing them, always just hanging out and everything, I knew they can play. I knew Milo over here can keep a good beat, so why not just try it out?
That's about it, man. Just keep the beat.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, when we first started practicing, because you know you work with so many different, we all did so many different musicians of different calibers, you know. But
it was rough.
It was rough. I'm not gonna lie, you know.
Oh, really?
I never played bass. I ended my other band playing bass like for a couple months, really. And I started playing bass just for this band. So, like, I had to learn how to do that.
Oh.
And then kind of, like, go back and restudy kind of the music. I mean, I like that stuff, but...
Wait, so you didn't play bass in your last band?
I did for, like, the last couple months.
He played a guitar and he sang.
Yeah, I'm a guitar player.
He's got some pipes on him.
Dude.
No,
so,
I don't know.
Hey, sing us a song.
Yeah, why don't you sing us a tune? There.
That's a huge change.
He clears his throat.
Go from playing guitar and singing to being a bass guy.
Yeah, totally. So
Those
like,
are two
So he had
way
just
different roles.
He had just picked up a bass and he had asked me, "Hey, do you know a bass player?"
with money I didn't have.
He had just got a bass. I was like, "John, I'm sure he's willing to play it."
It's
So
just
you're not the first one that I know that's done that. I knew a guy that he played guitar in a bunch of different bands, and then the band that he's been in for like the past 10 years, he's been the bass player. And he said that he had to learn and transition and all that stuff. And
Which just goes to say, like, and it's kind of my motto is like, if you want to do it, you'll do it. Like, yeah, I'll fit in. However, the first bands I was in, I was a drummer. So, like, I started off playing drums.
Oh, damn.
Because nobody played drums. So I was like, I'll learn how to play drums. And then I was a drummer for a few years. And then my roots were guitar. Then I started my own projects. And then, yeah, these guys need a bass player. I'm freaking down, dude. I could do it. You know what I mean? So
what was that, speaking of then, that transition, not just transition of the instruments, but the music? What was the learning curve for going from rockabilly or psychobilly or punk to surf?
you wouldn't believe it if I told you. But
Hey,
I'm going to tell you.
Tell him.
This whole thing has been the most organic, natural thing
Oh, I love it.
we've ever done.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what's kept us here. Like,
Yeah.
I think in his other previous projects, he might have been a little more restricted on his ability. So he runs free, dude. He's
Right,
like a horse on an open ranch, dude. He's just going for it. And that's when he's at his best, right? And
Yeah,
then,
of course, yeah.
And
right?
me, I love to compose stuff. So I hear something good and I like to build for it. Like that just comes natural to me.
Arranging, yeah.
And the bass is new to me, and like it is art for me. Like, you know, it's the equivalent of knowing how to paint. So
It's
like,
creating something from nothing.
yeah,
right?
exactly.
So like I do this podcast, and between the podcast and the vlogs, I'm at close to 400 episodes.
Wow, congrats.
And that all came from nothing.
Yeah,
and it's a great feeling to be, you know, like this particular
creative,
episode.
man. Yeah.
You know, when we finish recording this and it gets all edited, and I back it with some of your music probably.
Oh, yeah, the
which
new
if I
stuff.
can have permission to use that.
100%.
We're gonna have to charge you.
I need a license fee. But you know, like once you assemble the whole thing and you throw it out there, you know, now it doesn't belong
not
to
in your
you. It
control.
belongs
Yeah,
to
yeah.
it belongs to the audience now, right? Your audience and
What a thing to learn. What a feeling to learn.
right, and then
Yeah.
and then when people give you accolades for something you've created,
Yeah, bro. It feels so
It's
good, man.
great.
Knowing that you created something and people enjoy it. That's what
Yeah.
brings me a lot of joy, man.
Or
Yeah.
to be able to see it through like nobody else, from the thought to the final product, is like, that's a fulfillment enough. And then for people to enjoy it and, you know,
Move it and groove
Oh,
into
yeah,
it,
that's
man.
amazing,
It's
dude.
just bringing
you,
energy into
we played one of your events, the
Yeah.
Aloha Sundays, and you brought a good crowd. I understand.
yeah, those events we
that's-
create from scratch too.
That's
you
amazing,
know?
dude. Yeah.
We do those from nothing, you know. Yeah, I mean, there's work behind it, but there's satisfaction
when the work is done.
Yeah, when it's all
Labor
done
of
and
love.
everyone's having a good time, everyone's enjoying it, and then you know, you're like, yeah, I made that. You know,
Yeah.
I made that.
Hell yeah.
But you know, like speaking to that creative process, and coming up with music. That's got to be tough sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Is there a formula? I mean, like, people that write pop songs, there's a formula.
Right.
Or jingles or any kind of music.
Yeah.
Well, there's the intro, first verse, second verse, chorus, bridge, third verse, chorus.
There's a template.
And then outlet, right? Or outro.
Yeah,
like, there's a template.
Yeah.
And then they just write each piece.
Yeah.
And then they kind
Fill
of
it in, right?
mash it together, right? So is it the same for you guys, or how are you guys writing your music? Because it's like it's true to the genre, and so that's the thing. Like, so here's the thing.
That's shocking for me. What?
Over here, I'm like,
So here's the thing. So, like, you see that movie, That Thing You Do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Big inspiration.
We quote it all the time.
Patterson over here.
We quote it all the time.
Patterson.
Yeah.
There you go.
Del Paxton.
Yeah.
Great, Del Paxton. I later learned that Del Paxton ain't a real dude.
I know.
I thought he was real because I bought it, right? And here's the thing.
Bill Cobbs. That's the actor. Yeah.
And the music that was written for that movie, not only was it period correct, it sounds like it could have been a hit. Like, it does sound
it was
like
a hit record for
right?
sure.
Like
Yeah,
a hit
yeah.
record.
Yeah.
Still
Right?
listen to it. Yeah.
So that's the thing is so tell me your process. Like, how do you guys come up with the songs that you play, and how do you get it to where it just sounds authentic?
I think it's intention. Our intention is to play proper surf, but we don't know any other way but our own way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we're very lucky that it comes and out the way it does. But,
Does it come easy, or does it?
Sometimes it does. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I hear these stories of like hit songs being written in.
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's the best songs write themselves. A song we wrote recently and dedicated to JB Sneeze, Aurora. He went inside the house for a second. It was just him and I. The song played itself, dude. I was just trying to catch up.
Because I remember too, it was before he showed up, and I was actually my family was going through some tough times at that moment. And it's crazy though, man, when your feelings come out in your music depending on if you're sad or blue. That's why I love the blues so much, man.
I love the blues.
It's all energy, yeah.
Muddy Waters, Robert Johnson, Lightning Hopkins.
You're talking real deal blues, like old slave blues.
Hey, but you know what? Even some of those I
love blues music.
Those spiritual hums and stuff. I don't want to get but the hums and stuff, man. You hear the rhythm.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I learned as a kid too, because my grandpa used to listen to Elvis a lot too.
Well, see, it comes from the soul. It's
energy. It's feeling. It's how you feel when you're writing that song or even playing it. If you're not playing good, it's how you feel. There's something off with you.
You can hear when a musician is playing without any soul, man. Because I remember my brother's friend. He had a buddy that played guitar, but he only played with shape music. I don't know how to read shape music. I only learned how to play by ear.
Okay.
So, but when he would play, it would just sound like you don't believe it. It's like when somebody lies to you.
Right.
It's like you don't believe it.
Yeah.
No, for real. It's weird. It's hard to explain it, but
Well, it's the same thing. The example that I can think of for myself is when I watch a movie. There's always the same formula to a movie. Talking about formula like a pop song, right?
Yeah.
But there's always the, boy meets girl, like under happenstance.
Yeah.
And then there's the uncomfortable, like,
all the tropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole dance of mating, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a misunderstanding, and now she's not talking to him, and then he chases her around with the whole I'm sorry.
Dude, how come you're not writing fucking movies?
you recognize.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: if you look at a Disney movie, every Disney movie has the same formula.
Yeah, there's only one parent.
They even recycled the animation.
It's usually
early
one
on,
parent. There's one character, and that character is on some kind of a journey, right? And he's got some zany sidekick.
Yeah.
And
Hero's Quest.
He's faced with unsurmountable odds, whether those odds are some kind of villain that is like larger than life, that's so much stronger than him or so much bigger than him, but he perseveres, and through his perseverance he's the victor. And the moral of the story is good always wins over evil, right? And it's the formula for every Disney movie, right? And the zany sidekicks celebrate with him in the end, and he gets the girl and all that kind of stuff, right? So there's a formula for all this stuff, but you know,
you got to do it from the heart, though. That's the
You
always got to do it from the heart, man.
And I was gonna say, like, a lot of it is just, you can tell when it's just written for, you know, they want to sell a record because, you know, this, you know, the record studio is writing this for another hit so they can make money, right?
Need some money,
and it's not coming from the heart. The person performing it isn't even involved in the songwriting. They just they're taught how to perform it. You know, they're taught how to sing it, or they're taught how to, you know.
Yeah, no, that's true, man. You know, it's crazy the music field how it gets.
So from the heart, Do you guys just like noodle around with riffs or anything when you guys are just hanging out?
Yeah, he might have one. I think we do most on our own.
Yeah,
I think that's how mostly it comes out. It's like he comes up with a riff like at his house, or he'll come up with a riff at his house.
Like a bass line.
Do you ever come up with a riff and say, I like this riff, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, let me record it right now so I don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
And then you just, and then it comes up like 6 months later.
That's exactly
Most of our songs start like that. I'll send them a bass line, I'm like, this is the next hit. And I'll email it to him. And half of our albums started, our new ones like that.
To be 100 though, but you know, I love these guys like brothers because at the same time, because we got together in the pandemic, and they also say how a band is like a relationship.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's times where, you know, like, hey, bro, you know. But the thing is, you know, you got to talk about stuff. You can't hold stuff in. You know, you got to be straightforward. And that's why I respect these guys, too, because they know when I'm in a mood or they're in a mood. And, you know, all right, we know whatever, you know.
I think we took notes from all our other bands.
Exactly, too, you know.
Just like relationships.
Yeah,
exactly, man, you know,
you learn from the ones that didn't work out.
Yeah,
you know,
valuable lessons, and I think we're applying a lot of that.
Well, I can tell. You know, when I'm around you guys, I can tell that there's a brotherhood and there's a mutual respect.
Of course.
I can feel it.
Yeah,
you know.
You don't want to disrespect any past that boundary or anything, you know. But not drifting away from the topic, but that's exactly how we got to writing music. That I would write something, and John's going to be straightforward with me, and I would rather have someone be straightforward with me than lie to my face.
Sure.
But like, nah, JB,
that's not it.
Yeah,
that's not it.
That sounds like
next,
you know,
trash.
I'm like, that's good, you know, because then
It's like
shit on him.
It's not even like
Fuck out of here.
No,
it's just straight to
drop it. Yeah, drop it.
We're too old, dude.
so everyone can see it right here. JB.
We're too old to be goofing around, dude.
No, but
you never know. Like something that maybe sounds like trash now, maybe end up.
We have some songs.
Few songs
on this
in the pocket. Yeah,
and even in the pocket that we've been messing around with since the beginning of the band that don't really see the light of day, but we're still trying.
we're still hanging on to it and giving it. You know, it's still got hope.
I saw an interview with Slash.
Yeah.
And they were asking him how he came up with the riff for "Sweet Child of Mine." And he said that they were backstage one time at a show and someone was goofing around and he started playing that riff to make it sound like they were in the circus. You know, it was supposed to be like, you know, like a circus.
Yeah, I could hear it too. Yeah, I could hear that.
That's crazy,
And
bro.
then it came out later on when they were writing a song and they turned to him, they said, hey, play that riff again that you were playing, that, you know.
That clown.
And so it ended up in a song eventually. But it's like that, right? Where it was just kind of like a trash.
The Rolling Stones I read in high school, he got the beat for Satisfaction, No Satisfaction.
Yeah.
That came to him in a dream. He woke up half asleep, jammed it, recorded it, and then went back to sleep. Woke up and heard that, and I mean, look where that song.
Yeah,
went,
I've heard that story with other musicians.
It's the guy with the ukulele, right? Isn't that how he?
That was yeah. You're right.
Oh yeah, somewhere with the rainbow.
Yeah. So he recorded that in the middle of the night. He went to the studio and he said,
just woke up
one take, and he said, we got to record it right now, just one take, just let it record. and he did that in one take.
And that kind of answers your question you're asking, like, how do we write songs? I don't know. I think we're open, and I think we practice enough, and we make ourselves available enough for those ideas. I think like in that perfect example is like the idea existed, you know, and it was like there for him to wake up and go do it, go grab it. You know what I mean? And look what it did. And so I think we practice a lot, you know, like in all our free time.
Maybe a little too much, but
yeah, honestly.
And there's never too much practice.
Yeah.
That's what I try to tell him, man, you know?
But we make ourselves. I love to practice, dude. I love to practice.
Damn.
Not me.
That's true, man.
But we make ourselves available for those ideas, you know, like and we're there, you know, and we play more stuff that will never be a song than good ideas, and
that's good.
Delicioso.
You like that?
Yeah,
it's
I'm
really
almost
good.
done with my. Actually, there's still a lot in here. I'm gonna have to down this to catch up with you guys.
I slammed that guy.
Yeah,
So we're referring to our beers here, by the way. I'm
let
drinking
them know.
Beachcomber's Gold
Fire.
from Frogtown Brewing. This is
Fire.
a beer that
Delicious.
I collaborated on with them. And we're drinking some other Frogtown here, Phantasmic Punch.
Perfect name.
Double hazy IPA.
I know.
Another one
Nice.
that we're drinking.
Sounds-
So if you're hearing
nice and cold,
beers
too.
cracking,
Yeah.
it's Frogtown. So shout out
Frogtown.
to Frogtown Brewery, one of our awesome
Always
sponsors
great.
here inside the Desert Oasis room.
Thank you, Frogtown.
Yep.
So do you guys have any musical influences when you write music, or just in general?
Yeah. I think I'm always like a punk rocker, so I have like that somewhere in me. But in specifically like this project, it's like I think a lot of my Motown influences come up in this, and I try to be soulful like that on the bass, but also aggressive when I need to be. But I would say a lot of it's like the James Jamerson and everything he did on bass, and just all those old R&B soul stuff. It's kind of what I try to do.
Yeah, and me, I just try and keep that straight surf beat, man, with these guys, because you know they're doing a lot. So I just try and that's really what I really like, and that's what I try to bring to the table is that surf sound. So that really ties it together. But
It makes it surf.
it really does. It really does. But
Yeah.
Man, where could I start, bro?
Dude, tell us.
Grew up off of Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis, man.
Elvis, yeah, bro.
Yeah, that was an institution.
Elvis
He's the king.
is the king.
Yeah. Man, there's just so much music. Elvis, Orbison, Hank Williams, Los Panchos, Vicente Fernandez when my parents would be cleaning the house. Every kind of music, man, and obviously the Stray Cats with the guitar, the big orange guitar.
I love you said Stray Cats.
Yeah, Stray.
Because it's kind of cool to hate them if you're a rockabilly guy, right?
Well, I mean,
I've never listened to a song.
who?
I grew up on them too, man. Me and my brother would
here's the thing,
listen to
man.
'em.
Like, if there was no Stray Cats, I don't know if there'd be a real revival, because they were kind of like the pioneers.
Yeah.
They were doing
true,
it
man.
in like
Yeah.
They were
1980.
Yeah.
Who was it? The Polecats.
Okay.
But they weren't necessarily.
In Europe, there was like the psychobilly rockabilly scene on the down low, like the Flintstones, the Frantic Flintstones.
Yeah, but then we're digging deep. Yeah, then
the guy
we're
that played the
Wanna
upright
get
bass, but he
into
was a front man. You know him too. But yeah, I agree with you. If it wasn't for the Stray Cats, I don't think it would come back.
And
to what it was.
and not even
commercially.
specifically this Stray Cats, but Brian Setzer.
Yeah, because
See,
you
there
don't-
was a swing revival because of Brian Setzer too.
yeah, man.
Like that dude knows what's cool.
Yeah, I actually
you know?
met and I love this drummer. Even though I'm a guitar player, like I said, I love music. I love Buddy Rich. I love Gene Krupa.
Yeah, Buddy Rich.
Oh man, I can throw on a nice. I forgot what year that album came out. I want to say like late '60s, but it's like a black cover and the letters are orange, and it's a live album. And there's a song on there. No, I'm sorry, I'm lying. It's like a light
Timestamp.
It's a light blue cover, and it's a picture of Buddy, and he's like dark blue. But there's a song called "Wind Machine." I don't know if you ever heard of that one.
I don't know that song.
When you have a second,
I'm gonna
listen
look
to
it
it. Right when the song starts, you just hear the bass drum just boom, and then you hear Buddy on that ride, you know. But yeah, bro. I mean, Buddy Rich, anybody, man, whatever you can get influence on, but not going off topic. But that's the thing about Setzer that's cool though, because you hear the finger picking, you hear all that stuff. You can hear Django Reinhardt, Chet Atkins. You hear all that good stuff, man. You know.
I remember one time I was in a Guitar Center and they had one of his DVDs or something playing on the TV.
Oh yeah.
And it was one of these instructional DVDs.
That's the one where I learned how to play guitar too.
Oh really?
Yeah,
where he
bro.
showed how he holds his pick so that he can
you tuck
curl it.
You tuck it,
he can tuck it and
that's
he can
what
finger
I do,
pick,
bro.
right?
Yeah,
so it's
man.
the same tape.
Yeah,
though.
man. You know.
And I watched that and I thought, oh, that's dope. And then I remember like in the '90s, like mid '90s, he'd play. Maybe this was when he was first doing the swing revival stuff.
Yeah.
And Dirty Boogie came out. I went and saw him play live at Tower Records in Hollywood
With the orchestra?
They had a stage outside. Yeah, and I got a CD signed and everything.
That's cool. I never seen him with the orchestra.
And then
but
I saw him play at the Orange County Fair. He played at the fair one time, and
with the Stray Cats.
no,
Oh,
he
no.
played. He played with his own band, but you know, people were. I mean, it was a lively show, and I remember being up kind of by the side of the stage. There was a fence, and it was just too jam packed in front of the stage, so I kind of went on the side.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like I was watching it from like stage side, you know.
Yeah.
But I just remember like pulling into the fair and seeing all the old cars and seeing all the rockabillys before I really even knew what rockabilly was back then.
Yeah.
And just thinking, man, this dude just knows what's cool,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, bro.
And so you know, then I'd hear people diss the Stray Cats, and I'd think like,
You know what?
okay, I know it's cool.
Yeah.
I know it's cool to diss like the mainstream band, but you know, like they deserve their props.
I'm not gonna lie. The first time I ever was aware of the Stray Cats, like the first time ever, I just got out of middle school, and all the kids used to meet up at the McDonald's or the Rite Aid right there down the street, and the Rite Aid used to sell CDs.
Oh wow!
And I remember I walked by and I looked, and there's a picture of the Stray Cats. It was the greatest hits one. It's the one where they play Rumble in Brighton in New York, and it's a live one off the NBC radio something, I forgot. But I'm not gonna lie, I thought Brian Setzer was a girl, bro. Yeah, bro. Because of the
When he was young,
Yeah.
and really skinny,
Yeah.
and the big pompadour.
is like that.
I could see what
but
you're
it
talking
wasn't
about.
a pompadour though. It was more like of that. flock
Right,
of
right,
seagulls,
right,
you know?
right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
The flock of
No,
seagulls.
for real, because
Yeah, yeah,
that's what it was.
It was
The hair-
teased or something.
Yeah,
Right?
hairspray and everything.
Yeah,
You know? I mean, that was
He was using Aquanet.
Like, I didn't think that's what a greaser looked like too, because like
That's not grease. That's not grease.
That's a social. No, but seeing Elvis movies, like I said, how I got into Elvis as a kid from my grandpa, seeing Elvis or Marlon Brando in The Wild Ones, you know. That I thought that was the definition of a greaser, you know, and then I saw Brian Setzer and I'm like, oh. But once I heard him play guitar, I was like, I'll shut the fuck up. You know? Yeah, man, because it's like, I don't know, it's like Chet Atkins on steroids or something. That's the way I see it, you know, because you can hear James Burden too, Ricky Nelson's guitar player, and Elvis's, Chet, Eddie Cochran, his main influence. That's the man right there, bro. You know. But, yeah, it's crazy, man.
I want to talk about Elvis for a second because when I was
Did you
a
like
kid,
the movie? I'm sorry to cut you off, but did you like the movie?
We're gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. So when I was a kid, my dad was a huge Elvis fan. Huge, like he dressed like him.
Cool.
You know, he had the same hairstyle. He had the same clothes. He had all his records. He had all his movies.
That's cool.
Everything was centered around Elvis.
Yeah.
Everything. It's all he listened to on the radio.
Yeah.
And as a young kid, like, I was like this
fucking song again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, like I was I wasn't anti-Elvis, but whatever my dad liked wasn't cool to me.
Exactly.
Because I thought I was cooler than my dad.
We all did at a
You know,
certain point,
but then my dad listened to like all the cool shit, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, and then it wasn't until later that I started to really appreciate, holy shit, Elvis is fucking cool, right? You start seeing the photos of him with his giant pompadour, all greased back, standing in front of his Cadillac collection. He was like 20 in that picture or something. He was like a kid.
He's the American dream, man. You know, coming from nothing to something.
And like, it was poor. And so anyway, like, I started to really appreciate who he was, and then I started to think like, damn, Dad knew what was up, right? And then I started to really love Elvis.
Yeah.
You know, my dad passed away like 12 years ago.
Sorry to hear
and
that.
it was, thank you. And it was like, not to like sound insensitive to my dad, because I did love my dad and I think about him all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
And I miss my dad, and he visits me in my dreams, right? So
That's cool.
Nice.
and I love my
Cool.
pops, right?
Yeah,
So
that's cool, man.
but I just do remember, like, when he passed, I remember thinking, like, what happened to his Elvis collection?
Oh.
Where did that go? Where's his Elvis collection? So anyway,
Did he have Sun Records too?
I don't remember, because I was too young to really kind of care, you know.
That's how you got into surf too, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of how I got into surf was from my dad.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, because he had like Jan and Dean records, like he had all the old stuff, right? Like even the really more obscure bands, like he had the Ventures stuff, and he had like Jan and Dean, and then he had, I don't know, Jan and Dean's kind of like Beach Boys. I know, like the surf people are rolling over.
Oh yeah.
But like he had stuff from like the Shantays and like, you know, like real surf bands.
Yeah.
And he had all the old stuff, right? Because that was his time.
Yeah.
You know, like that was his modern music. It's all vintage stuff to us now.
Of course.
Yeah.
So anyway, like really digging on the Elvis stuff. When it was his birthday, I'd always buy him like a box set, like Live from Hawaii
That's
or Comeback Special or whatever.
Best one, man.
And he'd be like, "Where are you finding these DVDs?" And I tell him like, "Oh, I got a source." And it was just the Tower Records.
Yeah. I know a guy.
I got a guy.
Yeah.
Right.
I got a guy. I know a guy.
So and he was loving those. So anyway, this Elvis movie comes out, and I know a lot about Elvis because my dad would not stop talking about Elvis.
That's how my grandpa was.
So it was always trivia. He would always share trivia with me. Did you know he had a twin brother that died at birth? Did you know, like, he was always like that
On
with
the
my
spot,
dad, right?
yeah.
And so we go to watch the movie, and things are happening. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. Oh yeah, that happened. Oh yeah, that happened. And I'm with my wife, right? And she's leaning in, and she's asking me like, oh, what? And I'm like, oh yeah, that really happened. And then there's the scene, right, where he first comes out on stage.
Yeah.
And he does that at the what was that first
I believe it was the Louisiana Hayride.
Louisiana Hayride, that's
Yeah.
it. So he comes out, and the girls start screaming, right? And they're looking at him, right? They have that look, right?
Yeah.
Where they're like, and they're opening their eyes and opening their mouth.
Yeah.
And then they just start screaming, like, because they're just freaking out. They've never seen.
They're used to Ernest Tubb, Hank Snow. Pardon me.
Right,
you know, it's just
right.
The same thing.
And I love Elvis's version of that song better.
Yeah, bro.
Because he made it better. So
Moving
anyway,
to Kentucky too.
so anyway, like, I look over at my wife, and she's got that fucking look on her face.
Dude,
she's like looking at the screen, and she's got that like look, and I look at her, and I look at the screen,
and
I look at her,
yeah.
and I look at
Babe,
the
we need a
screen,
refill on this soda right here.
and then I'm like, son of a bitch, and then I tap her knee, and I tap her knee,
She's
and
like, stop it, huh?
No, I tap her knee, and I said, you know how you look like right now, right? You look at his girlfriend.
Yeah, bro.
He's doing it again.
And she's like, he's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because he's wearing like a pink suit.
Yeah.
And like, who does that, right? Like,
Yeah, bro. It
like,
was new at the time, you know.
it was just
My lady, and because I went to see the movie with my lady and my mother-in-law, and same thing, just like you described it too.
So
it was funny though because you know
I love it.
Seeing my mother-in-law too, bro. When he sings the "If I Can Dream" in the 6-8 comeback special, my mother-in-law is just glued to the screen, bro, and I'm like, holy shit, man. But that's what's cool though. His music, man, was, you know.
And I will say, Austin Butler nailed
Dude.
that. He nailed it. You don't think?
I think so, man, because there hasn't been anybody else except Bruce Campbell. I think Bruce Campbell and Bubba Hotep. I don't know if you've seen that. It was funny, but Austin Butler, hands down, man.
Dude, I thought
the way he talks, the way he walks, he nailed everything. Because
he still talks like him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He said, "Oh, I'm having a hard time." He'd say it in interviews. I'm having a hard time, like, because he's a method actor, I guess.
Yeah, no, he's
so he became Elvis, and he learned to talk like him, sing like him, dance like him.
Yeah.
And halfway through the movie, I mean, the movie wasn't even done yet. Halfway through the movie, I said out loud, "This dude better win an Oscar for this performance."
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. I hope he does, man.
I hope he does too.
Yeah, man.
Well, Rami Malek won an Oscar for Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
And he embodied that role, right? And I think that Austin Butler did the exact same thing.
Especially that you know so much about the man too. You know, like growing up, the gestures, the hand things, everything. Even like when you hear him trying to sing, like you said in the pink suit, "Baby, Let's Play House." You know, I think it's that one or
it is. It's that song. It's "Baby, Let's Play House."
And it's just like, dude, or like that one video too when he's doing the test run. I don't know if you've seen it. He's playing "That's Alright, Mama," but he's wearing the pink suit,
dude.
And there's times where when he goes deep. Yeah, you're like, holy shit! You don't know if it's Elvis or
yeah. So this is how well he played that role. Yeah. So in the end, when they showed the real clip of Elvis singing "Unchained Melody,"
I'm
right?
not gonna lie, bro, I cried.
Right,
I cried.
Right. So like, when that came on, my wife leaned to me and she said, "Is that really Elvis, or is that still Austin Butler?" Like, he played it so well that when the real Elvis came on, we were like, I don't know. I think that's real Elvis.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't like really know 100% because Austin played it so well.
Yeah, bro. The one scene where I got like that was when they're doing that one scene where they're showing him filming the movies, and then it goes to a little less conversation where Elvis is walking around the pool in the turtleneck.
Yeah,
that's where I was like, holy shit!
Right.
Yeah, bro. Right. It's crazy though, you know. But,
right.
Good movie though. I digged it though, man.
Good movie. Awesome movie. Yeah.
I thought it was all right.
Hey, I really like the guy that played him in True Romance. Who was that guy? Yeah, who was that guy?
Well, he's the only Elvis that was endorsed by the family.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, because the family said, and Priscilla said, you know what? The one thing that drives me crazy about Elvis impersonators is they always do the "thank you very much, thank you very much,"
like a joke.
Like 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 he's a character.
Yeah.
You know? And she said that Austin didn't do that kind of stuff. Like he actually tried to
embrace the person.
Yes.
You know, how humble he was, generous he was too. You know, you see it, man, and it's crazy. Bro. That's when I think an actor, like even Joaquin Phoenix, even though he doesn't look like Johnny Cash either. You know, I think he still embraced, like, you know.
Yeah.
I can picture JR banging a hammer on, and like 7 o'clock in the morning, because of all the drugs and stuff. But he nailed how John was too, But there's some actors that just nail it spot on, and some that,
Yeah.
But I think he did a great job, man.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all right.
I
got a question for you though, my boy. Favorite Elvis song? Which one is yours, hands down?
Oh, that's tough. Shoot, that's tough.
Yeah. Milo, what's your favorite Elvis song?
I want to say
3, 2.
No, I don't know, man. That's tough. Yeah, that's really tough.
We talked about "The Fool Such as I."
Yeah.
That was Hank Snow's song.
Yeah.
And I do love the way Elvis sings that.
Yeah.
And then I love the stuff that he did for Blue Hawaii.
Blue Hawaii too?
Yeah, he did a lot of Hawaiian songs. Yeah. Like he did the Hawaiian wedding song.
Yeah.
We covered one of those songs, right?
Oh, did you?
Yes,
Pocket Full of Rainbows.
From GI Blues, I think it is.
Oh, I thought
that's a great album. And then
I think it's GI Blues.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like, a lot of his movies are kind of lampooned.
Yeah.
But I liked a lot. I liked, like Fun in Acapulco.
Yeah.
Like the little Mexican kid.
Yeah, that was pretty
that
cool,
acted as his manager.
Yeah, yeah. That was cool.
And I like the song too, like, Fun in Acapulco.
Yeah, man.
Love Me Tender was full of drama.
Yeah.
You ever seen that one?
I did. I remember watching it as a kid.
Yeah. Like all the brothers just like take turns with that one girl, and then they're all like dead in the army, and then they come back. But then
was that the
Elvis
one where
picked it up
was
already?
it Love Me Tender, the movie where he lost his voice, and then in the end he gets it back? Oh, was it Jailhouse Rock?
Yeah. Love Me Tender was like a Civil War movie, and his brother's wife, he went away to the war. He thought he died, and then Elvis swooped it up. And then he showed
Brother
up,
came
like, he
back.
was already with Elvis. And Elvis is just right there, like on the porch, like a little teenager, just
Like come out on
singing
Lifetime.
"Love Me Tender," dude. The best song ever.
You know, I used to say that I liked all his early stuff, like all his 50s stuff. But then now I think about like a lot of the songs that came out during the movies that he made.
Oh, dude.
I liked a lot of those too.
Yeah.
And then I liked what he did in the 70s. The thing about Elvis is he was always cool, even when he wasn't cool. So like he was cool, you know, in the 50s, he was cool in the 60s. Even when he was fat in the 70s, he was fucking cool. Like Evil Knievel tried to dress like him, you know?
Of course, man. Well,
He was thick.
damn, boy. Yeah, no,
Thick.
it's true because I remember growing up too.
He was
as a
still
kid.
Elvis.
Yeah, I only like Elvis from the 50s. I only thought that one was cool. But then once you get older, you start appreciating different things.
Yeah.
And then I started hearing like the 60s stuff, like some of the movies, soundtracks. You'll find some good ones, and then at the end, you can tell all goes to crap, bro.
Yeah.
Singing "Old MacDonald Had a Farm."
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Nah, that's trash, you know. But
You know that scene in the movie
Uh.
when Colonel Parker's in the hospital
yeah.
and Elvis shows up in this like red or maroon kind of
Oh yeah.
70s like
Yeah.
it wasn't a jumpsuit, but he had the
jacket and the
he had the big glasses and the
It was
sideburns,
the tracksuit.
and he walked in like in the hallway, right, to go see the Colonel.
Yeah.
And when he popped up on the big screen like that, I turned to my wife and I go, "Look at that player, man. He's a pimp, man.
He's a pimp right
Look at that player. I was like, look at that motherfucker, man. He's
You hear
fly."
that bass line from the Temptations.
Talking about we're caught in a trap.
He is fly.
Oh, man.
But I looked at that and I thought, damn, homeboy had style, right? Like
And he
even in
didn't
the
do it-
70s, he was
didn't
like,
do it for like, oh, I'm gonna start a new fashion too, or like, you know, he wore whatever the hell.
That's just who he was.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know, so that sounds cool though, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he was cool when he was young. He was cool when he was old. Well, as old as he got.
Yeah.
He's cool when he was skinny. Cool when he was
43, huh?
yeah, something like that.
42,
42,
yeah,
I think.
That's
Cool when he was skinny, cool when he was fat, cool when he was alive, cool when he was dead. I mean, he's always been cool.
especially in the 70s. Like, there's this. He sings a Tony Bennett song,
Yeah.
"Rags to Riches," the opening song for Goodfellas. But him, especially with his voice, especially when it got into the 70s, was so like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like opera music. The way he was able to project his voice. And to be 100 with you, my favorite Elvis song from the 70s is one of the outtakes, but it's Hurt, when he recorded everything in the jungle room before he croaked. Because, you know, everything with like the divorce and all that stuff with Priscilla, you can hear it and feel it. Just like how you heard him sing "That's Alright Mama."
Wow.
You know what I'm talking about? Just that feel, you know,
Yeah.
just singing back to my point with the heart, you know.
Love it.
Yeah, man.
Love it. Can you tell we love Elvis?
Sorry, man.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
change the topic here, man. We're over here talking about peanut butter banana sandwiches.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
He would make, my son would, when he was little, he'd ask me, "Dad, can you make me an Elvis sandwich?"
Oh, those are
Oh,
So-
those are
nice.
But see, I don't know if this is how Elvis did it, but I'd do peanut butter and banana,
correct.
and I'd butter the outside, and I'd pan fry it.
Toast it, yes. Oh, he
Yeah,
had
like
to
a
have.
grilled cheese sandwich.
He had to. Elvis had to have done it like that. Yeah. There's no other way.
No wonder.
He wasn't eating it
42,
cold.
Man,
I heard
He wasn't eating it cold.
I heard his
Bro.
maid break it down like that one time, I believe.
Oh, is that how they did it?
Yeah, she was interviewed in like some ABC thing when they like toured Graceland a long time ago.
Yeah, I didn't make that up. It was I learned it from somewhere.
Yeah,
And my son was like, "Dad, can I have it?" I'm like,
she was
"Boy,
the
you're
one
gonna get
that
diabetes."
Yeah, get off your foot.
like, I can't breathe.
That's crazy though, man. That's cool.
Oh man! So I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Your audience probably knows you for the music you guys play. Do you guys have any surprises for them? Any guilty pleasures? What do you listen to outside of the stage that maybe people wouldn't expect from you guys?
Well, I actually am in it's like a rockabilly honky tonk band called the Tone Slingers.
Okay.
So that's like totally different from what I'm doing. And that's exactly why I wanted to pick it up. It's because I did punk drums and then I did, I'm doing the surf thing, but I was like, I've never done rockabilly honky tonk before. So I do that, and like it's a totally different ballpark than
But
what it is now.
what else are you listening to outside of that? Are you listening to like
Wu-Tang.
Look, I'll say,
listen to gangster rap all day.
I love '90s hip hop.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
90s hip hop is my thing. But you know what?
Dre,
Like
Snoop,
93 was the best year. And you know what? I
That's
don't.
your Doggy Style came out.
But you know what though? The East,
Doggy Style, one
the
of
West
best albums
Coast,
of all time.
Ever.
the West Coast hip hop. I mean, it was good and I like it. But I was East Coast man.
Oh,
Yeah, Biggie, Black Moon. There's a lot of people that I can just go down.
We about to have a
There's-
problem right here.
No, Wu-Tang was good, but there's better people than that. Yeah, there's a lot of better people. But yeah, man,
Gangstar.
I love hip hop. Frank Sinatra, I listen to him
I
all
like
the
all
time.
the standards.
We all do. Like we all quote him, and we love him. Yeah, we love him.
That's how we
bro.
All the Rat
converse
Pack
to each other.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All the
we
Rat Pack
talk.
stuff. I also like, dude. There's a lot. So like, freestyle from the '80s. You know, like expose.
Yeah, that's my sister, man. That's my
All
sister.
that stuff, and then all the electro stuff too, like Egyptian Lover.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like all that stuff too.
Doo-doo.
Egypt,
Egypt.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo.
Yeah. What are some of the? What was one of the lines that one of his songs? Dial a Freak. You know the song Dial a Freak?
Oh, yeah.
Tyler.
Is that
Here
the
I
I Need
am.
Someone?
Mind so blue. Freaks on my mind. I don't know what to do. Shall I sit here or shall I call up a freak to drive me up the wall?
Oh, there we go.
And I'll drink to that.
I never heard it.
There we
Now it's all
go.
coming back
Yes.
to me.
Yeah. Oh,
Here
I
we
know that
are
one.
Under the stars at Venice Beach.
Those are my.
The student. In
Oh,
the
he's
classroom I
glowing,
will
ladies and
teach.
gentlemen. He's glowing. He's glowing right now.
Don't drop the mic, my brother.
All right. Don't get me started.
I think we just started something new on the podcast.
All right. What about you guys? What about you, Johnny?
I mean,
Cracking
anything.
open another Frog Town?
Ooh, just like that. Just like that. Anything that has a beat, man.
No, like, what would somebody? What do you listen to that nobody would expect? Like a guilty pleasure. That's what he. Like some shit that you don't want nobody to know that you listen
I listen to a lot of 80s music too. So I like, I don't know, like 80s music, like Hall & Oates.
Dude, I listen
Oates,
to
yeah.
everything, dude.
Me too.
My oldest son, he listens to like 80s Japanese pop music. I love that shit. I listen
don't
to it all
know
the time,
80s
dude.
Japanese pop
Oh,
music.
dude, I got some bangers on my phone. And I listen to
that
every
one
and
song,
anything,
remember
dude.
That one song that you showed me though, they do like an oldie.
Oh,
but goodie.
Sukiyaki, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's a banger, dude.
Even though I didn't understand the language though, man.
At one point, me and my son both could recite it like as he did, but I gotta listen to it.
It's mind blowing. It's just like an oldie standard song, you know.
Yo,
You're out of tune.
Yeah. What key is that?
Let's turn it into karaoke night here. Inside
here we
the
go.
Desert Oasis.
There we go.
Sukiyaki.
You guys should cover that. Maybe you should.
I've been telling these guys, dude.
We do
everything I tell them.
We do
somebody has to
cover
tell 'em,
off
dude.
the wall covers, man. We
That's our goal. Obscure,
Yeah.
random songs, dude. That's what it's all about.
we do like what Be My
Sabor a
Baby.
Mi. Sabor a Mi.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So what
Two
I mean?
different songs, but yeah.
Yeah, and Be My Baby.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones.
Yeah, what's another one?
Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. The
Yeah.
Animals version, but the Nina Simone song.
What's the weirdest one?
For me, it was the Misfits one.
Some kind of hate.
Yeah, some
Some
kind of hate.
hate, but we
I
turned
thought you were
it.
gonna say some kind of wonderful.
Some kind of hate, but then we turned it into some kind of surf.
No, it was
Some
just
legal-
weird because, like I said, I grew up with old school music, and they're the ones that brought in the punk. And they're like, "Come on, JB, let's do a Misfits song." I'm like, "No, let's do a Misfits."
And of course, wait, and of course you kind of knew the song already. He kind of knew what it was.
That's the standard.
You know?
Yeah, it's
my
standards.
brother used to listen.
Misfits.
He was
This is
the
a
one.
relationship. This should be compromised, right?
Oh,
Should be
yeah.
part of that.
Oh, it is, man. We do
Let 'em know, let 'em know,
cover
bro.
I don't know, bro.
we cover all the songs, man.
Just one, bro.
I'll throw a
No,
song at you.
no, two, bro.
Throw them all out.
Harbor Lights. We also cover that.
A song at you, Billie Jean.
Oh,
Hey, you know what? I'm down, bro. You know what? I'm down, bro.
Are you gonna do it?
I'm down, bro.
Oh, I'm not down. Dude.
Why not, bro?
'Cause I got a
we got
long
others
list
in
of
line. Yeah, we got others in line. Yeah, we'll put that at the bottom.
cover
We'll
it.
Priority.
Yeah,
They'll
put
put
that at
that
the bottom of the line. Yeah. There's an order here.
That's hilarious.
Dang.
Nah, but I listen. If anybody knows me or has been in the car with me, I shuffle my music,
Yeah.
And it's all over the world.
You
And
don't
it's
know
everything.
where. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm the same
I'm not
way.
ashamed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
I'm the same way. I think the only thing that I can't really listen to is classical music.
What?
Oh, see,
Are
I
you
listen
serious?
to like I even
can,
collect
man, I can.
some records of like movie scores. I love that shit.
Oh yeah.
Old Godzilla movie scores. My son's a Godzilla fan.
I guess it
and those are some of
depends on the
best.
classical music. I have a hard time like getting into, but
Are you serious, bro?
I'm serious.
Violins and
But you know what I really, really love, and
Uh.
you guys will probably hate me for this because I always get shit for this. I love reggae music.
No, I love reggae, dude.
yeah, reggae's.
I love
Yeah,
reggae,
for
rock
that.
steady, old stuff,
Yeah,
new stuff,
rock steady,
dance
dance
hall.
hall.
Hey, but
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
45s, they're like, but
They're
old
rock steady.
school-
They're rock-
That's rock
yeah,
steady.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I love reggae, and then this is what's gonna make you guys hate me.
Guilty
I love
pleasure.
Hawaiian reggae. They call it Hawaiian.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
No, never heard of
Hawaiian
it.
style
Yeah.
reggae.
Yeah.
So it's basically, so in Hawaii they don't really have their own style of music these days,
Yeah.
right? There's old hapa-haole music,
Hapa-haole,
and then
yeah.
there's traditional Hawaiian music. So they've kind of adopted reggae music as island music,
Yeah.
and then they've put their own spin on it by using Hawaiian instruments like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
ukuleles
That's how you gotta do
and
it.
their
Lap
style,
steels and all that
lap
good
steels,
stuff,
and their
yeah.
style of singing is different than like the Jamaican style.
Yeah.
So I really like that style of music. Whenever I
Check it
go to
out.
the islands, that's all I listen to because that's what everybody listens to
Yeah.
there. And a lot of the artists tour here on the mainland, and I see them every once in a while whenever they come out. So
That's cool, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, bro.
I'm gonna check
I
it
gotta
out.
check it out for
Yeah.
sure, man. Yeah, that's a genre I have not heard, but I will
yeah,
check it out.
yeah.
That's cool, though.
So I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about your guys' new CD
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
don't
be a
know what you're
vinyl.
talking
It's
about.
gonna be a vinyl.
because if our listeners don't already know, you guys just released it like last week, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
1
Last
week
week?
ago yesterday.
1 week ago yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the new CD. Tell me about the music that's on there. What's the style? Is it that heavy surf that you guys normally play?
Yeah, I think it's us. It's the rockabilly. We're trying to
The
sound
punk,
surf.
sure.
There's some punky stuff.
Our imitation.
I was going through like a dark wave
Very nice.
phase through like a lot of the writing of that stuff. Like,
Okay.
so there's a lot of that on my bass. But at the end of the day, I think it's what we bring to the table as, the three of us.
It's what we've been bringing to-
It's
yeah,
what we do. Pretty proud of it. It's called Lolo-a-Gogo. We just signed with Missing Fink Records on that. So there will be a vinyl maybe next year. We don't have a timetable yet, but eventually it will be out on vinyl on Missing Fink. And they've released stuff from some of the greats, Messer Chops, Ghastly Ones.
Ghastly ones.
Tons
We
of
actually,
mosquitoes.
It's a
we
real
actually
honor.
got Dave Klein to play organ on this.
Yeah, he
album.
plays
Oh,
organ.
you're kidding me.
Mhm.
He plays organ on like 4 songs, and they're all coincidentally in order.
Oh, I love that.
So he plays. We do Elvis cover. We do Pocket Full of Rainbows,
Love it.
and that song is blowing up right now.
Funny story. though,
Street,
man.
yeah, on the
It was
street.
funny though because I remember one time Dave sent us the tracks, and I was listening to the song, and I was on my way home from work. And if you hear in the beginning, you hear John come in with the bass line, and then you hear Milo come in, and then you hear the organ. But the way how we played that song is I came in with the guitar right when Milo would come in, I think it was.
Yeah, we coming together.
Or no, right when the organ starts, that's where I would come in with the guitar. And I just remember I was just listening to the music, and I go, it'd be so cool if we take out the guitar for those couple measures and just have the organ by itself, so it can have
Love that.
A
to
build
have.
up. It's a build
I don't
up.
know if you ever heard that album with Elvis, but it's the one where he plays in Nashville. It's after the '68 comeback special. I think it's like 1969, but it's a picture of him from the '68 comeback special, all black with the red guitar, and the people are standing behind him and everything. But that's when he played in Nashville, and you hear the organ a lot. Like it's like a lot of organ in that album. And that's the first thing I thought of. I go,
Oh, love that.
I'm gonna cut the guitar and just leave the organ in there because it just sounds.
Dave, of course, was in the Ghastly Ones, the organ player,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
Bomboras. He was their drummer.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
Bomboras.
Yeah, so for our listeners that don't know, the Ghastly Ones played they were a surf band that played like heavy surf
in the 90s.
and they had
That opening song,
very
man.
like
Horror.
Could you say that? Spooky horror, creepy.
Yeah.
Spooky surf. I would
Spooky surf.
categorize it.
Because I believe one of the guys is that's what he does. He's built the Gremlins. He worked for Rick Baker. He's like creative prop design.
Part of why the band split up is one of the guys moved to Atlanta to work on The Walking Dead.
Oh no way.
Yeah, that's him, man.
Went to the
I follow
show.
him, Cabrera.
When it first
I forget his
started,
name, yeah.
he moved out there
Yeah.
because he got a job as a makeup artist from Walking Dead.
Oh shit.
And they're still going, huh?
Cabrera is still out
Yeah.
here, though, right?
And they're still making
Oh,
shows.
he's the one that does all the props, I thought. He's the one I follow.
I don't know who's the one that moved out there. I don't think it was Norman Cabrera.
Yeah, I think there was. Yeah, actually, no, I think there was a couple of them
Could
that
be
did
wrong.
that.
I don't know, but someone will correct us. Just put it down in the
Yeah,
comments.
just make sure you
Appreciate it.
send that comment so we know.
put it down in the comments.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
let us
Dave, I
know.
blacked out.
Fact check.
And here's the thing: is like, and I know Dave. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
him very well, but I know him enough to like I could ask him. But we're not going to bother him.
Yeah.
And then I have all these surf friends.
No. Let's bother him.
Yeah,
Let's
call him up. Yeah,
Get him on the
line.
line.
Get him on the hook.
Like-
Dave.
He's gonna kill me for not knowing this stuff. But you know,
Yeah.
so
Horror Influence.
did you guys all write music for this CD?
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually did. Actually, the only one time that me and JB actually wrote a song together
Brother, preach it.
was is a song called Joe Boo. But other than that, it's always these guys, you know,
always
doing
me
it together,
guitar, yeah.
and then I'll fill in for it. You know, I'll bring what I got to the table, but it was actually me on that one song, me and him, that
Because
actually
John couldn't
started.
show up to practice, and
Oh,
then
here we
Milo
go,
showed up.
dude. One time I don't make it to
Yeah,
practice.
yeah, the one-
And then we're making hits.
time.
When he does a job, yeah.
Yeah, dude, come on, man.
Yeah, and then it just came out of nowhere, man. And that's the cool thing too. Like I remember when we started in the pandemic. This is one thing that I love about the group. Excuse me, but when we first started, I remember the guys would always come over. If anything, it would be John first. John would come over, and obviously we couldn't do shit during the pandemic. He'd come over and he'd give me a bass line or I'd give him a guitar line, and boom, we'd write Metamorphosis off our first album. And then Translucent, you know, but the blueprints, you know, obviously
Yeah.
they changed over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
That was a cool thing because every time we met up, one day out of the week, first week, come
One song, yeah,
one
and
song,
then
remember?
another
And
song,
then we work
and
on
then
it.
we're just pumping out songs.
And then next month, you know, come in with another song.
When you
Boom.
guys do that, are you recording? You recording these?
Yeah, I have it all on my phone. I have it all documented. I have like the
Early. Oh, you don't want to hear those, yeah.
Bro,
You don't want to hear that.
I do want to hear them. I do want to hear them.
I listen
Yeah.
to them from time to time.
Yeah.
Shows growth. but
Because here's the thing, like
Yeah.
I'm a fan of you guys.
thank you.
I love your music, and I think you guys too. Like it's not just the music, man. I mean, it's you guys too, man. I think you
Oh,
guys are-
yeah.
Thanks, man.
You know, like I
Thanks.
feel like I haven't known you very long, but I feel like
We've been
fast
friends
with
for a
you,
while, yeah.
You know, and like
Yeah.
Seen a lot of each other
and-
lately.
yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Salute.
cheers.
And that means a lot to me. So cheers.
Means a lot to
Likewise,
us, man.
sir.
So
Especially you letting us in the desert oasis, man.
of course, man, you guys are always welcome here. I
I've
want to throw
been
a couple things out before we wrap this up. So.
All right.
Number one, are you guys doing some kind of a CD release event for your new CD?
Not exactly. No.
We haven't planned anything.
We should talk about that.
Yeah, let's
if
do
we
it.
could do something in conjunction with Desert Oasis Room,
Yeah.
I'd love to
Definitely.
do that.
Yeah, well, we
with
get
you.
a Nate involved. He was talking about.
Yeah,
something
we could
too,
talk
yeah.
to him, or we can even talk to our friends at Frogtown.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Perfect, yeah.
you know, like we could use the brewery, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's too.
And I've got some ideas for a Christmas event, so let's see if we
Nice.
can make something work.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. The second thing is,
Do we
I
have
guess-
to? I'm sorry, but do we have to play a Christmas song?
Do you know a Christmas song?
Mariah Carey.
Oh, don't you dare, bro! Don't you?
That would be an awesome cover, man.
You were talking
And you
about
gotta
off
put
the
it
wall
on
covers,
repeat,
right?
just like just like the real one.
Can't we do like a Bing
Do it again.
Bing
Do
Crosby
it again.
song or something, bro? Come on.
Some Nat King Cole or something.
Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
Chestnuts roasting by the
Oh,
open
classics.
fire.
Or Frank
Those are
Sinatra,
classics.
Jingle Bells. That's the
And
OG.
let me just tell you that too, because my mom is a huge Frank Sinatra fan.
Yeah, bro.
Every Christmas.
Oh, dude.
Last Christmas.
Every Christmas.
Last Christmas.
I gave you my heart.
Blue Christmas.
Blue Christmas. Oh, I'll take Blue Christmas.
But every Christmas, man, it's
I'll have a blue.
Oh,
He's all warmed up, ladies and gentlemen.
Turn on the
he's on fire. Yeah.
with this.
Hit the lights.
I didn't
Hit the lights. Hit the lights.
I'll have a blue.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, well, let's talk about that offline, and then I'd love to invite you guys to record a music video here.
Oh, we would be honored.
Definitely.
We know
awesome.
the perfect
That'd
song.
be awesome, bro.
Champagne Problems. It's like our one ballad on the album.
Oh,
The one
is that a real
ballad.
song?
Yeah.
Champagne Problems. I thought he was going to say Champagne Wishes and Caviar Dreams. Make a song called Champagne Wishes.
That's on the next album.
Champagne and Reefer. Champagne and Reefer. Muddy Waters.
Yeah.
But no, Champagne Problems. It would be the perfect chill song here. Yeah, we kind of have some
I'm down.
ideas. Yeah.
Or Green Smoke.
It's old.
Yeah.
It's an old song, but it's an oldie but goodie.
Yeah, we have some ideas, man, for sure. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, so we're going to do some stuff together. So for all of our listeners out there, keep an eye out. You'll see something soon. And I just want to say thanks one more time, you guys, for
Thank you.
coming down to the Desert Oasis room.
Frogtown, delicious Frogtown
Yeah, I
drinks.
hope you guys are enjoying the Frogtown
Appreciate the
beers.
hospitality.
Oh, yeah.
And if people want to find your CD, where can we send them?
YouTube, Google, Spotify is
downloading
any streaming platform, digital.
And we are gonna make a vinyl with Missing Fink Records, but it's just gonna take some time. But you will
Okay.
see it on their, Instagram.
Instagram is our main source of anything. You can find us, contact us
Or
on there.
David Klein,
Okay.
he's the man.
So we'll direct everybody to check out your Instagram at Los Pakalolos with a K.
Yep.
Pakalolo, like the reefer that you get in Hawaii.
Pakalolo.
Pakalolo.
Yeah.
And and you guys got a
It's
website?
medicinal.
Yeah, we do, but we just Instagram is where the best place
Yeah,
to
that's
find
where you
anything.
find it.
That's
It's
where
the
we
quickest
update.
response.
If you
Yeah,
want to book shows with us, or if you want
latest content, everything's on there. All the
where to
updates.
catch us.
All right, all good. And if you guys look at the description below, I'll put the links down there as well. Thanks again for listening to another episode of Inside the Desert Oasis Room. If you guys want to follow us, we're on Instagram at Polynesian Pop. I also have at Desert Oasis Room. I don't really do much with it. That's kind of where I sell my merch. But my main account is at Polynesian Pop. You can find this episode and all previous episodes at desertoasisroom.com. And follow us on YouTube. We have a vlog as well, youtube.com/Polynesian Pop. We've got a Patreon if you want to help support the podcast, patreon.com/Polynesian Pop. Until the next time, we're going to bid you guys a cheers and aloha.
Aloha.
All right.